All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our monthly all brokers meeting. Yes, I'm exhausted. I barely have a voice and I'm on 2.5 hours of sleep. So we will get through and really empowered, but I'm fired up because we just came back from mega camp and went through a lot of great information about where we are in our business, what we need to be doing, but honestly, how we should be refocused in right now as things get more and more challenging for us. We can still be who we are and really commit to what we do, which is think about a mission statement. We have careers worth having, businesses worth owning, our lives worth living. So we give experiences that are worth giving, and then also to leave legacies worth leaving. So if we operate in that mantra, we can persevere through any market that we go into. And I'm fired up just about the stories that we heard and the strategies that people are working through. And as we'll see in one of the slides as we go forward, we will actually have our market center recap, but the regions recap at mega camp right here in our market centers. They volunteered, they asked around, and everybody wanted to come here to be a part of it. So we have some great things that are coming up. Oh, for anybody who's on Zoom and trying to log in, we just recognize there's an error. Oh, and they can't hear me?
No, because they're not on Zoom. They're like, I'm getting
Oh.
texts.
Let me troubleshoot.
All right, let's see if we can get them in.
Yeah.
Up there, they come up. Now they're coming up.
Okay.
Yep.
It was like, I tried to, and it was gonna be a message.
All right. We should be back in business.
All right, well, let's start off our meeting with the one thing that really is a foundation to who we are, which is giving moments of gratitude. So there are some great things that have happened with a bunch of great people in this market center, and I have to give a huge shout out and a huge moment of gratitude to Melissa Collis. At Mega Camp and at all the national events, I have decided to put together networking groups to bring us together to have conversations around leadership and what that means to us. When I did it at Family Reunion, I coach and I mentor other TLs across the country, and a group of us put it together and we had 40 people show up, and it was phenomenal. It was kind of impromptu, but it really hit home. And this time around, the TLs who I coach and mentor were not able to show up. So it left it to me, who's just a visionary, and I am not an implementer. So finding a restaurant, getting the location, getting all the little details set up. Melissa jumped in, raised her hand and said, I will help you. And we had another phenomenal networking breakfast where this time around, we had roughly about 25 people show up. Actually, truth be told, we had over 50 people show up. In our group, we had reservations for 25, and everything went off without a hitch solely because Melissa jumped in to help. So I'm forever grateful. And not only do I, but agents and leaders across the country are grateful to Melissa. So that is my moment of gratitude to give to her. I appreciate it so much. Somebody has to be thankful for something. Yeah.
They still have my mom in my life. I'm thankful for being able to get up in the morning and still try to strive to be the best person I can be. I have you guys as mentors, coaches, and my friends.
We're here for you. We appreciate that. Thank you. What I saw at Mega Camp that speaks to that message. It is amazing how many stories of you guys hear me talk about community and the environment and connecting us all together. When we were at Mega Camp, I got to see that firsthand across the country, how many people's lives, how many people's businesses were impacted by the rooms that they're in and the community that's put around them and the support that they give. So I'm grateful for our agents to step up and support each other and continue to guide and push each other along, as I know our journeys get sometimes hard, frustrating, and it takes a lot of will, it takes a lot of energy. And I'm very grateful for all of our agents who stand beside each other as we continue to persevere every single day. As always, we're growing. So we had a conversation about this at Mega Camp with me and some of the other leaders, and consistently each month, we are always adding new agents in. So I want to give a warm round of applause and a huge thank you to our new agents who trust us with not only their businesses, but helping their clients get to their next level. So Quintana, Anthony, and Rochelle, thank you so much and welcome to the Keller Williams Legacy family. And who would we be if we were not celebrating our closing? So We have a couple of agents who have came in and hit the ground running. Colvin has been with us for all of 60 days, I believe, and already he's had his first closing. Daniel has navigated through, asked a lot of questions and dug in, and congratulations to Daniel on receiving his first closing as well. Phenomenal job. And from our coaching department,
All right, just wanted to shout out really everybody this time. I mean, we've had people in coaching just showing up. Everybody's coming to our new coaching meetings. We started off having groups for the 0 to 3 transactions, 4 to 7 in separate groups. People are showing up and coming, and we're getting some good deals. And do you want to go to my next one? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I wanted to talk about the summer. That's later on. Okay. All right, I have something coming up. Here's a couple of classes coming up real soon. We have DocuSign 2.0. Every Wednesday from 4 to 5, we're having a class that's appropriate for new agents. So if you know anybody, even if they are not licensed yet, people are showing up at our classes at 4 to 5. This week it's 18 things you didn't learn in real estate school, but every Wednesday 4 to 5, there's a class there. And if you have somebody who's a new agent checking out brokerages, invite them to come at Wednesday at 4. Almost every week we're going to have that. Home Sale Plus is going to be there, have a session coming up soon, and we have a CE class in social media. Okay, that's you.
all right, so these trainings that we have, they are huge for a few reasons. And think about the trainings that we're putting on, and it's not just to educate, but we are here. Go back to that mantra: careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living. The things that people are going through, who should attend these classes? If you know somebody who is struggling in their real estate journey, they're struggling in their own personal journey. The classes that we teach show you how you can use real estate to better your life, to live the life that you want to go through. Even when you look at the partners that we have and Home Sale Plus, I want to have them talk for a little bit today. But what is key to that is we've had conversations around something that can make life easier for us as agents, that can transcend with technology, which AI is one of the biggest things that we have going right now. But what's great about technology, it becomes transparent. They are using something, they have put something together that can alter the life, make things easier for us all as we go forward. That's who we are, and those are things that we strive for. So when I look at our training calendar, that is how we show up over and over and over again, even from agents who aren't with us. Please come, invite them. If they are struggling, we have opportunities that can help them within their business and within their life as well. How much we put on our calendar gave us the ability for this next opportunity. The region reached out to us and they said, hey, we want to figure out which markets will be best. We reached around and we want to have the mega agent camp recap for the entire region here in our market center. So next Thursday, August 24th from 1 to 2 p.m. I will say this louder for all the agents in the building. Next Thursday, from 1 to 2 p.m., the entire Keller Williams Legacy, Maryland, DC region will be coming to our market center to have a mega agent camp recap. You should be in the building. If you were not able to attend mega camp, you will get to hear from Montez, who was on stage, other agents who were here, who were at mega camp, tell their stories and also give the recap of the great information that we received while we were in Austin. Mark your calendars, August 24th, 1 to 2 p.m.
All right, Summer Sizzle, we're doing this again. Last month, we had a day of lead generation. We started at 9 o'clock. I kept going until 4. Some people stopped at like 1 or 2, but we just spent the whole day in lead generation. And I talked to agents who got 2, 3 appointments just in that one day because they dedicated themselves to lead generation. We provide leads. We have a goal of hitting 1,000 contacts in one day, which is a big number. Not each of us, obviously, but as a group, we didn't get there last time. What's really exciting about this one, though, is that we're not just doing it by ourselves. There's a whole list of Keller Williams brokerages around the world, even one in Turkey. Okay, we're all doing it on the same day at the same time and reporting our numbers. We're even hoping to have them on the Zoom, like have a Zoom connection, be able to see other offices doing it at the same time we are. Really take off work if you have another job. Join us for Summer Sizzle. It's August 29th, which is Tuesday. We're gonna have leads. We're just gonna be ready to go, and I hope to see you there. Either one of us,
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole bunch to go through. So Quantum Leap. For those who have not attended Quantum Leap or have not had the pleasure to know or see this class, I've been connected with Keller Wings for, I guess, a combination of 5 to 7 years. And this was the one class that I had not taken and didn't understand what it was and just kept going about my business and pushing through. I took Quantum Leap for the first time this year. And anybody who's heard me tell the story, this is one of the first classes that I went to that I was stumped, that I was asked a question and I had no answer to, and I couldn't get past it. That question was asked at 10:30 in the morning. The class went till 4. I had lunch with the instructor and I told her, I apologize. Normally, I'm one of those people who jump up. I'll always talk and just give my opinion throughout the class, and you can count on me. But today, I'm going to be no service to you because I cannot get past that question. The question that it asked was in regards to our everyday life and what we go through. I am a control freak, right? I love to be in control of everything that I go through. What Quantum Leap asked me was, if you, it essentially gave a statement, if you have not selected a path for yourself, then you've let someone else choose it for you. Okay, we can understand that. But then think about it from this aspect. Who's your spiritual guide? If you didn't choose somebody to be that for you, then you let the world decide who that's going to be. Who's your financial coach? You don't have one, you didn't choose one, then the world's chosen for you. Who's educating you to sell real estate? Who's educating you on how to raise your kids? Who's educating you on every element that you have, not just in your personal life, but in your business life? And for those of us who are control freaks, if you haven't put time, effort, and energy into whose path you're following and what you're going after, then what are you following? Quantum Leap helped break that down. And I'll be honest, I'm still figuring out different elements. But it now gives me a clearer path to make sure that I am walking the journey that I want to go through, building the legacy that I want to live with my kids, creating the wealth opportunities that I want to have, all because this class helped expand my thought process. So this isn't a class just about real estate. This is about who you are as an individual and how you want your life to continue to go forward. If you have not taken Quantum Leap, register for it. It will be something that you will truly enjoy and it will change your life.
All right. Bold, we have Bold coming up. Some of you have heard about Bold before. Bold is business objective, a life by design. It's high accountability, high action. People who participate in Bold and embrace it and do all of the things, get really involved in it, end up with transactions at the end. That's really what it comes down to. There are the dates on the board. Is on Tuesdays in October with a couple of weeks missing because of Thanksgiving and another week. So these are the dates here. We don't have a location yet. Sign up will be coming, but just wanted to give you the heads up right now that this is coming and it's really good and it's really important. I'm sure Brandon wants to say something.
All right. Question. Is real estate easy right now?
No.
Okay. If it's not easy, then are we living the life that we want to live? Are we enjoying things right now, or is everything stressful? That's right. It's stressful. It is. There's not enough time anymore. We're doing more and more over and over and over again. We got into this world because for a lot of us, it gave us freedom. It gave us the opportunity to earn income to allow us to use that freedom the way that we want to use it. And right now, we're not feeling that out of this industry. Just being honest and true. I've had conversations with our agents, and I know people who are not just looking for a change, but some of them are going inactive. They are just making adjustments because they can't figure out what to do in this world right now. When we talk about all the classes that we're putting on, even going through Quantum Leap, we talk about living the life that we want to live. We're not doing that right now. How do we get back to it? Bold is the answer. Bold is there to, one, ensure that you are getting what you want out of being a real estate agent. How do we get there? At the end of the day, we have to have transactions that close. If you follow every step that goes through in Bold, you're going to have 8 weeks to go through it. The average amount of transactions from somebody who follows everything from start to finish is 11 transactions through. Think about this in this environment right now. Our average commission in this market center is hovering right around $9,000. So we're talking close to $100,000 of income from somebody who goes through Bold and does everything that they need to do. I will tell you right now, yes, it's going to be work. We're going to have action steps. We are going to be accountable. We are going to do the things necessary for our business to go forward. But if you are a part of Bold, you will see your business increase. And just think about this. What would you do with $99,000 right now? How much different, how much freedom would you give your business? If you need that, you want that, Bold is the class that you need to go to. For all of our dual career agents, I understand that there's a conversation that we need to have classes in the evenings and go forward. Unfortunately, we are paying for a Bold instructor to fly out. So on Tuesdays, it's going to be roughly from 9 a.m. and he said till 2:30 each day, or each Tuesday. We are going to go dig deep inside of our businesses and what we need to do. If you want more out of your business, you need to be in Bold. It is an investment that you will not regret.
This is every Tuesday.
It'll be every Tuesday starting October 10th. It's gonna skip 1 week and then keep going every Tuesday from that point forward,
Except for Thanksgiving week.
except for Thanksgiving.
And
So it's these dates right here.
I see the date.
Yeah.
So it'll be from 9 a.m. to 2:30. Oh, for some fun. So, I love connecting and challenging everyone. So our kickball event that we put on has now expanded. We have another market, center, actually 2 more market centers who want to jump in. So Ellicott City has chimed in and Westminster has now chimed in to go ahead and get their butts kicked in some kickball. So it's been set up for September 14th, 12 to 4. If you are an athlete, if you're not an athlete, come out. This is just a chance for us to connect with other market centers, have some camaraderie, have some fun. In years past, we realized that we have the best broker that you could ever imagine. When we talk about having a broker who will stand up and fight for you, we got to see it firsthand on the kickball. He will fight, he will kick, he will claw, he will dive, he will sprint, he will do whatever it takes for us to come out on top.
I almost died like 3 times,
And you can visibly see him die.
but I scored. I kept scoring.
But he was there for us. So mark your calendars, come out. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna challenge them. They have told the entire nation how we have this kickball game, and the fact that we lost last year is what they keep bringing up. But we will come back strong. Please mark your calendars. Let's go. Let's have some fun and enjoy kicking the butts of our other market centers.
And we're the green team again.
Oh, and we're green. Money green. I like it. Ooh, some fun. So again, you hear me talk about us changing lives and doing things for the better. Every year in May, we have our Red Day. And this year we went to Edgewood Elementary School. We revitalized the school. We did a lot of things for it. But we want to have true commitment in everything we do. So instead of just going to that school 1 day a year, we're having Red Day 2.0. We're going back to the school. We're going to go back to finish touching up some paint items and really just refreshing the school for the new school year. We've been working with the principal. There's a few things that they had to do to the school. So we were supposed to go over the summertime, but with some updates they were doing, they asked that we push it back through the year. So tentatively, it's scheduled for October 20th that we're going to have Red Day 2.0 going back to Edgewood to touch up some additional items in their school. Mark your calendars for that. That's going to be something worthwhile and fun for us to go out and do. Oh, our scoreboard.
What do you want me to do?
Shout out our people.
All right, let's shout out. Let's see, most listings taken. We've got Kim Barton Group at #1, North Star Team #2, and Simone Group for #3 for the groups. For teams, the De La Cruz Team #1, Atlantic Group #2, and Sapphire Home Group #2. Oh, #2.
They're fine.
Right,
Yeah.
With the font, I almost missed that.
Yeah, it's a little- Yeah.
And for individuals, looks like we've got a 3-way tie. Joanne, Olga, and Mel for individuals for most listings taken. For most units closed, for the group, Simone Group #1, Kim Barton Group #2, and Matt Ryan Group #3. For the teams, the Atlantic Group #1, Sapphire Home Group #2, and the De La Cruz #3. And then individuals, we've got 3-way tie again. Oh my gosh, Stanley, Chase, and Joanne tied for #1. And then for the highest volume of closings for the groups, Simone Group #1, Matt Ryan Group #2, and Kim Barton Group #3. Ruby's just rearranging, right? Teams, Atlantic Group #1, De La Cruz Team #2, and Sapphire Home Group #3. And then for the individuals, Joanne #1, Brianna Stevens #2, and Stanley #3. Congratulations.
May I ask, what's the difference between a group and a team?
It's a great question that is some people for the test of time. So that's between a group and a team. Essentially, a group is 2 to 3 agents who combine and work together, and a team is anything above that.
Okay. Kind of like residential goes up to 40 units and multifamilies.
Exactly. The interesting thing is people bounce back and forth on teams, so they hover between that mark. So that's where it gets a little interesting. We got some great things to shout out. So Baltimore Real Producers recognizes our office frequently because we have some people who do big things inside of our industry. We saw Juwan's name several times, and congratulations to Jay McCoy. They've both been nominated as excuse me, 30 agents who are under their 30s that we should know. So congratulations to our 2 newest members of the Baltimore Real Producer family, Juwan and Jay. So we want to recognize, so we went through our production levels for our market center. What was cool about the production that we see is there are things that we do inside this market center that we really push to help others over and over again. And I want to shout out Stanley, who was on that list, because Stanley is a member of our ALC, who has worked hard to improve himself, his business, and his leadership skills over and over. He's not here right now, but he will tell you that it has been an ongoing journey. But what's been phenomenal is you go back to our individual producer report, you now see Stanley's name popping up consistently over and over again, who has been tied into not just the education and training, but the true development of himself. So that's phenomenal to see. But also, we go and we look at our top performers, not just within the market center, but across the entire region. And I want to give a huge shout out to the Atlantic Group, Igor and Andre. They have been busting their butts and became number 2 in units closed for the teams group in the entire region. So congratulations to the Atlantic Group. Phenomenal July that you had, and we truly appreciate your production and you being here within our market center. So I was kicked out of this room in Vegas camp. So the young professionals had their event. And you know, when I was talking to Stanley, Stanley said, man, this thing was like a concert or a rave with how many young professionals were in the building and just providing energy and going forward. If you were under 40, you need to connect with Stanley Savoy as soon as possible. He is the president of Keller Williams Young Professionals in the entire Baltimore area. They have a bunch of phenomenal things that are going on, but they need the encouragement, they need the help, they need the wisdom of every young agent that we have within the market center to know how to continue to persevere and push forward. But they also take control of the events that we have. For those of us who are over 40, we still want to touch base, feed into them, let them know things that we want to see so they can provide us the energy and the effort that that group walks around with on a daily basis, which is also why I'm tired right now. And I tapped out of that room because I just didn't have energy left. You know, 10 years ago, I had it. Now, we want to give a huge shout out to our partners. So Universal Title, I'm grateful for them as well. This is the beauty of having great partnerships. While we were in Austin, Universal Title, they had a phenomenal event for all the agents who work with them. So we got to have a wonderful event, have some fun, have some time, and really just appreciate their partnership being within the business. If you have not connected with Tim or Patrick at UT, please reach out to them. They are in this building frequently. They also have their subset office that's across the building. They are here to help drive and motivate things within your business as well. A special shout out to our mortgage company. So Fairway Mortgage, if you haven't connected with Malcolm Crane, Malcolm is phenomenal. They will be here. They will help plan our events. Them, and I believe the next one you click that too, with Main Street Loans with John Wald, they are going to help plan out our events for the remainder of this year. So they are here. They're huge sponsors to help develop and push your business forward. If you haven't connected with them, please reach out and do so. And of course, none other than our fabulous Julie Wheeler, who runs Bullpen Transaction Management. If you have not had a deal go through Julie, you do not know what your business is missing. Your clients will thank you. You will thank yourself for giving leverage to have someone jump in and take your deal from contract to close. Julie is literally 5 stars. That's just 5 stars. Help your business. And want to give a special shout out to Home Sale Plus. You guys want to take a few seconds?
Thank you.
No problem.
So we had our first lunch and learn in here Tuesday. And we had some really great agents in here. We were really excited. I know Brandon was just talking about the frustration of, in this type of a market in doing business, and you spend a lot more time working and it's so competitive. Home Sale Plus can give you a huge advantage. Zach here is my son. I think he's super talented, but I don't think he'd be getting 2 listings a month if he wasn't using Home Sale Plus. Because you need something to separate you from the pack. You need something that when you go in, I know what Zach's doing now. He told me when he calls a potential listing, he says, I know a lot of agents are calling me, but I have something, I don't want to waste your time, but I have something that you haven't heard from any other agent. And they have to say what? And it's pretty easy to get across pretty quickly that there's a big difference here and that you should talk to us and let us come over. Or, he got one on the beach when he was in Ocean City last week. He's got them to sign. We did photography on the weekend and it was on our platform on Monday. He didn't ever meet them. He did it literally on the phone. So just trying to say, hey, not to be too long-winded, but come to our next session, August 30th. We're going to be having them every 2 weeks, and we'd love to educate you on how you can use it to just to enhance your business, get an edge. So we appreciate you guys.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you. It's technology that is leverage for us. We love it. We appreciate it.
We're waiting for them. They're scheduled for 11:30. So they'll be here in about 4 minutes, but we have a special presentation. Should I go first? And then I think it's the end. So we can-
Okay, so we do have a special guest that's coming in. I'll take a few moments just to touch base on a couple things and make it again. So let me know when they jump in. I'll try not to be more long-winded than I already am. What we have inside of this company, we recognize, and we have always shown up as more than just a real estate company. At Megacamp, it became so predominant that is who we are, that my one big takeaway is, actually there's two, they tie into each other, so I can't tie it into one yet, but it's one thing. It is, what is the one thing that inspires you? You know your why, you know what you're supposed to do every single day. What is that one thing that gets you there? If you can focus in on that, it makes everything else irrelevant. So different groups who popped on stage. It was awesome to hear Gary tell them, so you have an event management business that just so happens to sell real estate. You have a childcare business that just so happens to sell real estate. You have a open house business that just so happens to sell real estate. Because everybody who's there, who's selling 100, 200 to 400 to 1,500 homes, they all focus in on the one thing that matters to them that enhances their life, right? There's a phrase that we use, hustle happy or happy to hustle. A lot of us are overly happy to hustle, which means we are just busting our butts doing anything because we think it's relevant to our business. But if we're hustling to happy, that means our focus that we use will make us happy in the end. It was interesting having two people on the stage together. One, and this was the events category. The guy mentioned, he said, how many of us spend anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000 a month on Zillow? And you got a room full of top producers, so half the room, their hands are raised, right, on internet leads conversion. And he says, I spend about $20,000 a year on events. I have one big golf event where I spend $10,000 on that, and then smaller events throughout the year that total up to about another $10,000. He's closing roughly 300 homes a year just from doing that. The guy who was sitting next to them, which is out of DC Coalition Properties, that's their folks. They throw events throughout the year that bring in referral partners and bring in clients because that's what they enjoy doing. Now, they have figured it out to a standpoint where when they have it at a bar or a lounge or wherever, they know how big the dance floor should be. They know to give room for the introverts. They know how to make sure the kids are taken care of. They do all these things to make sure that everybody gets what they want. Well, the next guy was like, yeah, well, I don't drink and all my events are for my church. And he's like, that's my world. That's what I go through. That's his one thing. He wants to show up in that group over and over again. And their businesses are thriving better than ever. In a tough market, they are providing sparks of joy. They are providing energy to everyone in their businesses of what they need to be. So if I had to take one thing and tell you guys that this is where you should have your focus, what you should go through, understand your why, your motivation of why you were in this business or why you have a business to begin with. And then focus on the one thing that makes that business go forward. How does it resonate to you and how can you go forward? If you do that, you will see your business change, but you will also have a rewarding life from this real estate business as well. Tibbetts, they jump in and say no. Yeah.
All right, so we want to welcome Nolan Pierce from Reminder Media. We really appreciate you being here with us today. I'm gonna go ahead and put you on.
Can you guys hear me okay? My mic working?
Yeah,
And y'all got one of them fancy cameras that chases you around, don't you? Look at this.
Yeah, you know, just a little bit, just a little bit.
That's awesome. Now, this is a great segue. I was like, as you were talking about providing value, having a purpose, I was like, man, that's the stuff that we try to preach and support what you guys are doing. So this is good timing. Is it okay if I share my screen with you guys? I think I might need permissions turned on, but that way you're not just staring at my face all big and whatnot. It might be a little bit more interesting for you. So while that's coming up, for anybody who's not real familiar, our company's called Reminder Media. We've been around for about 20 years now, and we work mostly with real estate agents. That's our biggest audience. We do some stuff in other industries. KW agents make up the biggest collection of agents we work with. So you guys hold a special place in our hearts. Okay. So that's where we want to help you guys keep growing your business. And we're big believers that the primary way we do that, just like you're just talking about, is through relationship. Okay. We want to grow your business however we can, generate opportunities. It's all good. We just know in real estate, your ability to generate referral business, retain repeat business, whether you're new or whether you're experienced, if you can constantly think about improving those areas, this could be a really good career. If not, it's gonna be a lot of uphill battles. So that's what we want to try to help you out with. There it goes. Looks like it's gonna be nice to me now. Let me know if that's showing up okay for you guys, all right? Oh, beautiful. I can see it there right behind you. Okay, cool. So I want to hit you guys with a couple numbers, make this a little bit interesting. This is all from the National Association of Realtors, okay? This is where last year most people found their agent. So 60% of buyers, 67% of sellers either transacted with an agent that they had already done business with or that they got referred to by a friend or family member, neighbor, somebody like that, okay? So this shouldn't be like, blowing your mind, but hey, it's still a relationship-based business, okay? That's why I'm showing you this. Pop quiz, and I need you to call out. We got to get a little class participation on this. If you were to guess what percentage of sellers actually transacted with an agent that they found somewhere online. So you guys just talked about Zillow. So this includes Zillow leads, Realtor.com, Facebook, Instagram, Google searches, any internet source you could think of. What percentage of sellers would you guess found their agent somewhere online? What do you guys think?
67.
67. Identical. Good guess.
15 or 20%.
15 to 20. Good. Getting closer. Here's the answer. This is crazy.
20%.
Was that 40?
30.
Okay, I like the precision right there. You're adding it up. It's 3%. 3%. So, and this is not my number I'm making up. You can go look this up with NAR. The point is, yeah, people might talk to an agent online that they find. They give them a call, talk to them for a minute. The likelihood that they're actually going to close a deal using that agent instead of somebody else is crazy low, right? And so here's what I try to get at with people. Again, grow your business how you can. I see agents stressing out about their web presence because they're not like an Instagram person. They're like, I got to get on, so I got to post videos every day. Do that. I mean, that's not a bad thing to do. Do that. Be active, right? When you're looking at where you're going to actually drive your business, it's got to be relationship. More than anything, it's got to be the people you're connecting with, you already have some relationship with, or that you're establishing with. Okay, here's the last stat. We talked about how much people spend on Zillow and stuff like that, right? This is where agents spend their money. This is NAR put out what realtors budget. The average realtor last year literally did not spend a dime on building any relationship building expenses with any of their clients. Okay, so here's the caveat. Some stuff just doesn't even count to NAR. And I think it makes sense. Postcards don't count. Emails don't count. Flyers don't count. Business cards don't count. Newsletters even don't count. So what NAR is doing, this is why they get there. Anything they're probably already getting from another real estate agent, we shouldn't make We shouldn't expect that's going to make them feel all warm and fuzzy. It's a good thing to do. Those things are scalable. They cover your bases. They fill gaps, right? What NAR is trying to measure here is, since you got a really nice commission check on the line here, do we do anything that feels different than what every other business is doing for them already? And the answer for most agents is no. It's kind of just, it's like cookie cutter. I was just talking to a guy who's closed 30 deals this year. He's down in Florida. And he even said, he's like, yeah, my follow-up plan's like basic. Like I just do emails and I know I'm missing business because of it. So he's my newest client. So Chris Carpenter is a good guy in my book. But here's what we're getting at, right? We don't want to see opportunities that should come to you. He was sharing stories about this where he'd have a past client that kind of goes, oh shoot, my sister just sold her house. I should have told you. And he's like, yeah, that's on me that I got to do better, but that's a big commission check I just missed out on. We don't want that, especially this year. It's been a strange year, right? We don't want that. And so our fix is, how can we help you connect better with your sphere, with your client base to open up more opportunity? Because I promise you there's more there, okay? So the main big thing that we're known for are these branded magazines. Did they send you guys some copies of this? Do you guys have some there?
Yes, we have a few copies here. If anyone wants to look at them in person, I have them here and I'll have them over at the front desk for people to check out.
Awesome. Yeah, feel free to look at those. So here's one big update with us. For a long time, we only did the American Lifestyle magazine. That's our baby. That's the one we started all the way back in 2004. Now we got 4 different magazines. We got a 5th one that's on its way soon. The only difference, and you guys will see this, the only difference is the themes of the articles. Okay, so like layout, length, quality, pricing, identical. But you can just use what you want. And we even just recently, about 3 weeks ago, changed this where now you could literally have different people getting different magazines. You don't just have to pick one. So you could say, hey, I think these people would love Good to Be Home. I know this dude's always at the gym, so let me send him Start Healthy, whatever you want. But you can cater it to the individual or groups of people if you like, okay? Let me just show you the layout really quick, and then we can kind of get to questions. So anywhere you see Stacy, that's where we're going to put you. We try to make it super obvious who this is coming from, so they don't just move past it. So you're right there on the cover. It's got your photo, all your info. That photo can appear different ways. People always are like, there shouldn't be a background. There should be a background. We can make that show up however you want, but we got your info right there. There's about 30 different cover options too. So we can always find, if you hate the color green, you'll survive. You'll be all right. We'll find something you like in there. So plenty of choices. Inside, there's going to be a letter to the recipient. This can say whatever the heck you want. And it could even say different things for different people. So the example I always give is, if you're giving some of these magazines to new prospects you're really trying to connect with, let's say you got a listing presentation, you want to take these two. You can make this kind of a letter about yourself, like a little bio. Hey, here's who I am, my background, favorite sports team, hobbies, family life, stuff like that. Just so they feel like they kind of know you a little bit better, right? If some of these are going to past clients really well, you could even, put a note just that, hey, Bill and Judy, congrats on retirement. Hope you guys are doing great, getting to see the grandkids. You could put some personality to it if you want. You don't have to. It could be the same for everybody, but you have the freedom to do that at no extra cost. There's a couple of these tear out cards. There's one here in the front, another one at the end. Pretty straightforward. It's going to have your info. We'll give you dozens of options for what else you might want, whether it's a recipe or maybe something seasonal or invitation to something or call to action. So lots of choices on that. And then the rest of this, I'm just going to kind of page through quickly because you guys have some samples there, so you'll get a good feel for it. It's 48 pages. There are no other ads. We don't sell any other ad space to anybody else. It's all content we just think the client's actually going to enjoy. Okay, so even if they're not looking to sell their house tomorrow, when they get this, they're like, oh, cool, thanks. We like getting this from you. Thanks, Vivian. This is really nice. Cool. Sticks around. Good. If we can keep you in front of them longer than the average agent, that's going to help when real estate comes up, make sure they're thinking of you. So we just put a bunch of nice stuff so it feels like a gift, okay? And then I'll skip to the very end, and you'll see the whole back cover inside and out is also yours. We try to give you all the most visible spots. But again, we could pull off what you want. You want to put your listings there, reviews, market updates. Chris guy I was just talking to, he's trying to work with some luxury properties. So he's going to put some different upcoming events in like the fishing and yachting community. That's a great idea. So you got an idea, we can pull it off. We'll give you tons of templates. We give you an assistant. This is not a ton of work. Okay, I know you guys are all busy. We'll make your life easy. I promise you. And it's going to be worth the money that we save from not missing out on a client. But that is the magazine. That's something in your tool belt that is building a relationship that does stand out, at least with your most important contacts, okay? Here's the only other thing I'd say. The challenge for me is you guys run into so many marketing pitches and ideas that it's like, it's nauseating for you, right? So some of you guys probably, you're like, oh, there's a marketing idea, and I just go on autopilot, right? The reason I think it's worth at least considering this is it splits the difference really, really well in a big area, meaning Some of these things, if you can throw client events, do it. If you can drop off apple pies, bottles of wine, take people out to lunch, do it. Realistically, those are things you're probably going to do once, twice a year. I mean, it just depends on your business. It's hard to do those things on a super, super consistent basis for a lot of people, right? So do them when you can. The other end of the spectrum, though, is if your main follow-up, and this is honestly most real estate agents, if your main follow-up is like an email and your social media page and a holiday card, that's not bad. Don't stop those things. I'm just saying, I think the reason you'd really, really like this is the shelf life. The clients like getting this. They'll text you saying, oh, we got this recipe. It was so good, whatever. They like it. And it's keeping you in front of them over 4 weeks on average. So it's really, really powerful for just staying top of mind, making sure you don't slip through the cracks when there could have been an opportunity. That's important. And you look good. You got your own magazine, right? I mean, that's a nice little difference maker compared to the competition too. So let's pause here for a sec. I'll go over some pricing, a couple other updates probably worth sharing with you guys too. Questions. What questions might you guys have in terms of how this works, or the articles, or timing, or customizing, or anything? What do you guys got in terms of questions about the idea?
That letter that you had in the front, that can be customized for each person that I'm sending it out to?
Yep. Yeah, or different groups.
Okay. Groups makes it easier. So I'm like, that's a lot of customized letters. And the frequency is what, every month that it goes out, every quarter? Like how frequently does it
Usually
go out?
every 2 months. Yeah, so 6 issues a year. So that way we're not bombarding them, but we're in front of them is the idea.
Okay.
What else? What other questions you guys got? All right. If you're on Zoom, we can't hear you. Might have to unmute. But this usually means everybody wants to know how bad I'm going to hurt your budget. So let's talk about it. So there's 2 things that go into the cost. Up front, there's a setup fee. Now, if you go online, you Google us, you'll see, yeah, that's usually a bit more. It's $2.99. As a thank you for us being able to jump into this meeting, we want to cut that for you guys a little bit. So it's $99. So thank you for everybody who helped set this meeting up with us. So if you want in, that's all you pay up front. You never pay that again. What it covers is you get an assistant from our team. So anything you need, if you need help editing, customizing, updating your mailing list, you always got help assigned to you. You also get exclusive rights of the mailing list. So whoever you want this to go to is a good detail. They're only allowed to get the magazine from you. They can't get it from anybody else. That way we know it looks unique, it looks different when they get it. Some other things we've added is now we give you a bunch of creepy info on people, okay? Whoever's on your list, we have a ton of data that we've acquired now, and we give it back to you. So we're saying, hey, we can tell you things about their internet behavior, about their family changes, about their job changes, income bracket, property records, age, taxes, a lot of stuff. And then we predict for you, hey, here's who we think is probably going to move soon based on all the information we have. Some of that you're going to know, right? You're just keeping up with people, but it's a good kind of second set of eyes on your database, showing you what's coming down the pike, making sure we don't miss out on repeat business like we know happens way too often. And then the other thing we just added in a couple months ago was this landing page. Now, Keller Williams has some great tools, and you can use those it makes no difference to us. So we could put a QR code on the magazine that links to one of those pages. Some of you guys like to use this just for the sake of tracking. So essentially, if somebody scans the QR code on the magazine, we can build you a little page like this. It's no extra cost. And then it'll tell you kind of who's inquiring. So it could say, hey, do you want to see what your home's worth? And you'll get an email that says, hey, John Doe just filled out this form. Here's his name, phone number, email. He wants to talk more. So it's a good way for you to see who you should follow up with anyway. If you like having this separate, just so you know that, okay, the only leads that come through that page must have come through the magazine, so I can measure my results a little bit. That's why some people like to use our page instead of their own they have already. But again, really up to you. This comes included if you'd like to use it. And then the magazines, that's the only other cost. It's $4.49 a piece. That's everything else. So that's all the customization, printing, postage, shipping, delivery. It's less than a Hallmark card. I say it every time. I think it's kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, so, and the minimum is 50. And that's honestly, for those of your colleagues, some of you guys have been using this for years, which is awesome to see. Most of them are doing some kind of selective group. So, there's a couple of you guys doing over 200 because you've got a big list. You've been doing this a long time. You're a team. But, there's people doing 50, 73 copies, 72 copies. So you can be selective. Don't feel like you need to try to send this to every person you've ever met. Okay. 50 copies puts you at $225. Great. And all you commit to, here's the last thing here. All you commit to is one mailing. So if you're looking for a better second half of the year and your follow-up plan needs some love, try us out, right? See how some of your colleagues have been with us for 7 years. If you like us, you want to keep using us, great. We do a new issue every 2 months. We'd love to keep working with you guys. If we're not your cup of tea, Tell me to kick rocks. I got my tissues. I'll dry my tears. End of the story, right? But it gives you a chance to do something different, evaluate, get some results. And last thing, follow up, right? This is the part that drives me crazy. Like, you're going to spend the money on these people. Follow up, call them, text them. Hey, I was thinking of you guys. Hey, did you like the magazine? What did you guys think? They all like getting this. They all think you're a celebrity now, right? The point is, it's a good excuse to let them know you're thinking about them, see what's going on in their life. And that's where you're probably going to hear about that coworker who's downsizing because Johnny just moved off to college. You know, that's where you hear about stuff. So if you're willing to do that, you're going to like us. So that's the idea. I got one perk I'll leave you guys with. Any other questions? Anything else I can clarify before I give you one last little teaser? Guys are making my life easy. This usually means things went so well, I answered every question, or you're sleeping on me, one or the other. I'll take the former. That's probably what it is. So here's what I'll leave you guys with. This is all my info. All right. If anybody's got questions offline, maybe you got like a specific situation, please let me know. Don't just disappear on me. Shoot me a text, shoot me an email, call me. Would love to connect with you. Love to see if we can help. If you're interested, here's what we've learned. Okay. You guys are busy. You're real estate agents. You're busy people. If we don't hear from you soon, it's a pretty good chance we're going to hear from you. It's going to be like a year. So here's the thing. If you think you might want to try this out, scan that little code on your phone. It's going to give you a nice little offer of some free stuff. And if you think you might want to try this out, it'll let you take advantage of that offer all day today, all day tomorrow. It's like $65 worth of free stuff. So it's a nice little cherry on top if you think you want to try this out anyway. So either shoot me a text or let me know if you're interested, you want to talk more. I'll put my info here in the chat so you can message me there as well. But otherwise, appreciate you guys. Hope you have a great fall and really do hope we get to help you out as we move into that. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you coming.
You got it.
Pretty cool. Well, that being said, right on time. So we try to keep it right at 45 minutes. That being said, I want to thank you all for another great month. Look out, there's a lot of stuff coming up. So key things on the calendar. Again, next week, the 24th, 1 to 2 p.m., be in the building. A lot of great information. Quantum Leap, Bold, and then anybody who's interested in updating their world in real estate, come to us Wednesday nights.
Wednesdays at 4.
Wednesday at 4 is a great opportunity for somebody to come and get information about how to better themselves in real estate. That being said, thank you guys for coming out. God bless. Good night.